Hello students, in the previous class we discussed the properties of normals to the ellipse. What are they? The sum of the eccentric angles of four conormal points of an ellipse drawn from any point is even multiple of pi. At the same time, sum of the eccentric angles of four concyclic points on the ellipse is even multiple of pi. That is odd multiple of pi. Here it is even multiple of pi. Sum of the eccentric angles of the four concyclic points on the ellipse is even multiple of pi. Four conormal points, odd multiple of pi. And the tangent and normal at any point to the ellipse are external and internal angular bisectors of S dash PS, where P is any point on the ellipse. So S dash PS is that angle. We draw tangent at that point P to the ellipse, that is external angular bisector to S dash PS, and normal at that point P is the internal angular bisector of the same angle S dash PS. With the help of that property, we define the reflection property of the ellipse. If any ray passing through one of the focus of ellipse, it intersects the circumference of ellipse, then its reflected ray must and should be passing through the another focus of the ellipse. That is the reflection property of the ellipse. And also we done some of the problems related to normals. Let us continue this class, the problems related to the normals, and then we will discuss the equation of chord with midpoint to the ellipse. Okay, let us come into the class. Now, this is the problem. C is the center of the ellipse, x square by a square plus y square by b square equal to 1, and L is end of lattice rectum. If the normal at L meets the major axis in G, then CG is what? That is the question. So, we have to find out the value of CG. We have to find out the value of CG. This is ellipse. X square by a square plus y square by b square is equals to 1, say. This is the major axis. This is your minor axis. This is any point on the ellipse, that is, if it is L, end of the lattice rectum. L is an end of lattice rectum. If you draw the normal at this point, that meets the axis at G. L meets the major axis in G. Then we have to find out the distance from C to G. So, what is the end of lattice rectum? All of you know that the coordinates are AE comma B square by A. The ends of the lattice rectum are AE comma B square by A. Suppose if it is x1 comma y1, what is the equation of normal at x1 y1? Normal at x1 y1 is a square x by x1 minus b square y by y1 is equals to a square minus b square. This is the equation of normal at x1 y1. Now replace x1 by ae and y1 by b square by a. We get a square x by ae minus b square y by b square by a is equals to a square minus b square. B square gets cancelled. So AA gets cancelled. AX by E minus AY is equals to A square minus B square. This is the equation of normal at end of the lattice rectum. It meets x-axis. To get the coordinates of G, we have to solve with y equal to 0. Put y equal to 0 here. Put y equal to 0, we get ax by e is equals to a square minus b square. Implies, what is x? A square minus b square into e by a. Now, multiplying numerator and denominator with a, we get a square minus b square into ae by a square. What about this a square minus b square by a square? E square. E square into e cube, that is nothing but ae cube. This is ae cube. So the coordinates of g are what? Ae cube comma 0. What is center? 0, 0. So the distance from C to G is what, my dears? Ae cube. So it is a very simple question for you. Implies CG is equals to Ae cube. So the normal at end of lattice rectum meets the major axis in G. Then CG is equals to Ae cube. Already we discussed one of the problem, that is the normal at end of the lattice rectum passing through one end of minor axis. At that time we have the condition e power 4 plus e square is equals to 1. E power 4 plus e square is 1. Here CG is equals to Ae cube. Okay. Let us do the next problem. This is the question. A normal to x square by a square plus y square by b square is equals to 1. So a normal to x square by a square plus y square by b square is equals to 1 cuts the axis at k and L. So that normal intersects the coordinate axis at k and L, and the perpendiculars at k comma L to the axis meet in P. Then the locus of P is what? This is the question. First of all, we write an equation of ellipse, that is x square by a square plus y square by b square equal to 1. It is the equation of the ellipse. So normal at any point meets the coordinate axis at k and L. Let us try to draw the diagram related to this one. This is ellipse. These are coordinate axis. This is the point P, any point P say. This is any point. Now we draw the normal at this point. This is tangent at P. This is the normal. So this normal meets the coordinate axis at what? K and L. From figure itself, this is K. This is the point L. This is the point L. This is the point K. Now, what they are doing? The perpendiculars at K comma L to axis. So, this is K. We draw the perpendicular to the axis. And again from L, we draw the perpendicular to this axis. This is the point of intersection. Meet at P. We have to find out the locus of this point. We have to find out the locus of point of intersection of that point. Suppose this is R say. Already they are given P. Let that point is R say. Okay. So you take any normal at point. Suppose the normal at R of theta is drawn. That meets the axis at K and L. And normals drawn through K comma L to the axis meet at that point P. We have to write the locus of that point of intersection P. Understand? What is the equation of normal at R of theta? All of you know that the equation of normal is ax by cos theta minus by by sin theta is equals to a square minus b square. This is the equation of normal at theta. If you write this equation in the intercept form, immediately we can write the coordinates of k comma L. If you club them, you get the coordinates of P. Understand? So what is the intercept form for this one? X by a square minus b square into cos theta by a plus y by a square minus b square, I am writing the minus here, into sin theta by b is equals to 1. Okay. Therefore, what are the coordinates of k? K is equals to a square minus b square into cos theta by a comma 0, and L is equals to 0 comma minus of a square minus b square into sin theta by b. So If it is x1 comma 0, this is 0 comma y1. What are the coordinates of P? x1 comma y1. Immediately we can write the coordinates of P as k comma l, that is a square minus b square cos theta by a, comma minus of a square minus b square into sin theta by b. These are the coordinates of P. We have to write the locus for this point P. So this is say x1 comma y1. By equating x coordinates and y coordinates, we get some relations. From those relations, we have to eliminate theta. Just by squaring and adding, we have cos square theta plus sin square theta is 1. From that, you can easily write the locus. Understand? So, I am removing this one. So there is no importance of the diagram now itself. So what is x1? Your x1 is equals to a square minus b square cos theta by a. What is your y1? y1 is equals to minus of a square minus b square into sin theta by b. Okay. From that, what is cos theta? Cos theta is equals to ax1 by a square minus b square. Sin theta is equals to minus by1 by a square minus b square. Now squaring and adding we get cos square theta plus sin square theta, that is 1, is equals to a square x1 square by a square minus b square whole square plus b square y1 square by a square minus b square whole square. Minus 1 whole square is nothing but plus 1. Therefore, a square minus b square whole square is equals to a square x1 square plus b square y1 square. Therefore, locus of x1 y1 is, locus of x1 y1 is what? A square x square plus b square y square is equals to a square minus b square whole square. This is the locus of point P. This is the point of intersection of normals through L comma M to the axis. What are L and M? These are the point of intersections of normal made by the axis of the ellipse. Understand? So a square x square plus b square y square equal to a square minus b square. Your b square is your required locus. Understand? Next one. This is the question. Very easy question for you. The point P of pi by 4 lies on the ellipse x square by 4 plus y square by 2 is equal to 1, whose foci are what? S and S dash. The equation of external angular bisector of angle SP S dash of triangle SP S dash is what? Just we discussed it. The external angular bisector of that angle SP S dash is nothing but tangent at P. The internal angular bisector is nothing but normal at that point P. So the question is nothing but finding the equation of tangent at P of pi by 4 to your ellipse. That's all. This is my point P. This is your focus S dash. It is another focus S. What they are asking? External angular bisector. External angular bisector at P to that angle. It is nothing but tangent at P. So your problem becomes to write the equation of tangent at point P to your ellipse. What is point P? P is equals to a cos pi by 4 comma b sin pi by 4. That means theta is equals to pi by 4 here. What is the equation of tangent at theta? All of you know that well familiar formula. x by a cos theta plus y by b sin theta is equals to 1. X by a is 2 here, x by 2 cos pi by 4, that is nothing but 1 by root 2 plus y by b, b means root 2 here, into 1 by root 2 is equals to 1. So your answer is x by 2 root 2 plus y by 2 is equals to 1. That means x plus root 2y is equals to 2 root 2. This is the tangent at P of theta equal to pi by 4. It is nothing but the external angular bisector of the angle S dash PS. If they are asking internal angular bisector, it is nothing but normal at P of theta to the ellipse. With the help of this concept, if any ray passing through one focus of the ellipse and if it intersects the circumference of ellipse here, then the reflected ray motion should be passing through the another focus. Understand? Next one. This is the question. CF is perpendicular from center of the ellipse x square by 25 plus y square by 9 is equals to 1 to the tangent at P. What is that? CF is perpendicular from center of the ellipse to what? Tangent at P. So consider an ellipse. This is x square by 25 plus y square by 9 equal to 1. P is any point. You draw the tangent at that point P, then draw the perpendicular from C to that tangent, that is CF. Understand? Next, G is the point where the normal at P meets the major axis. Then CF into PG is what? This is the question. So to understand this question, we have to draw the figure first of all. This is the ellipse. These are the axes of the ellipse. Its center is C. This is your center C. Okay. Now let P be any point on the ellipse. P is any point on the ellipse. What you have to write? The tangent. First of all, you write the tangent at this point. CF is perpendicular drawn from C to tangent at P. This is my point P. This is CF. This is my CF, is perpendicular from center to the tangent at P. Then G is the point where the normal at P meets the major axis. This is tangent. This is the normal. Is these two are parallel or not? Yes, this is the perpendicular to this tangent. At the same time, we are drawing the normal at that point. These two lines clearly perpendicular to the tangent. Therefore, these two are parallel. And this normal meet at what? G. Now, you have to find out the value of CF into PG. It is very simple for you. If you coincide this point P to your end of minor axis, these two distances becomes what? B. Clearly, observe that one. So, your point becomes to the end of the minor axis, the tangent must and should be parallel to your axis. If you do this experiment, both the values CF and PG are coincident to that value B. So your answer is what? B into B, that is B square. So by looking the diagram itself, we can crack by taking the special case, but we will do entire problem. So what is your answer? That is B square you have to achieve. Understand? So suppose P of theta is the point, any point on the ellipse. So first we write the equation of tangent at theta. What is equation of tangent at theta? X by a cos theta plus y by b sin theta is equals to 1. What are the coordinates of center? 0, 0. So can I write CF or not? So CF is equal to perpendicular distance from origin to this tangent. That is what? 1 by modulus of C by root of a square plus b square. That is nothing but cos square theta by a square plus sin square theta by b square. So modulus of C, C means minus 1, mod C means 1 by root of A square plus B square, that is coefficient of X square plus coefficient of Y square. It is nothing but AB by taking the LCM, that comes AB, it will becomes to the numerator B square cos square theta plus A square sin square theta. So A square sin square theta plus B square cos square theta. This is one of the distance CF. Again we have to find out PG also. We have to find out the distance PG also. For that, you first write the normal at theta. What is the normal at theta? Normal at P of theta is AX by cos theta minus BY by sin theta is equals to A square minus B square. We are solving with x-axis, that is y equal to 0. Put y equal to 0 here. What about our x value? X is equals to A square minus B square into cos theta by A. So the coordinates of G are A square minus B square into cos theta by A comma 0. This is A cos theta comma B sin theta. Now we have 2 points. Can you find the distance between the 2 points or not? You can easily find the distance between the 2 points, and then CF into PG is equals to B square, you should get. Now what is the distance from P to G? PG is equals to square root of, what is that? A cos theta minus A square minus B square cos theta by A whole square plus B square sin square theta. On simplifying this one, see here A into A square cos theta minus A square cos theta gets cancelled, minus into minus plus B square cos theta by A whole square. B square, that is B square cos theta by A whole square plus B square sin square theta. Am I correct or not? Now you can take B square by A square common. You can take B square by A square. So if it is coming to the outside, B by A, that becomes B by A times of root of 1 B square is there. B square cos square theta plus by taking the LCM itself A square sin square theta is there. B square cos square theta plus A square sin square theta is there. That's all. Now PG into CF, multiply these two things. Clearly observe, my dears. AB by this one into B by A times of that one. Denominator and that numerator gets cancelled, and AA also gets cancelled. B into B is there, the remaining thing. What is B into B? B square. Implies CF into PG is equals to B square. So by observing the diagram, by taking the special case itself, we obtain B square. This is the general procedure to do this work. Understand? So it is a good result for you. What is the experiment? I repeat just once again for you. This is any point on the ellipse. Draw the tangent at that point to the ellipse and draw perpendicular from C to that tangent, that is say CF. At the same time, draw the normal at that point P to the ellipse that meets the major axis at this point G. Then you are going to show that CF into PG is your B square. Understand? Now let us move for the another problem. If the normal at P on the ellipse, cuts the major axis and minor axis in Q and R. What is that? Normal at P on that ellipse cuts the major axis as well as minor axis in Q and R respectively. Then PQ is to PR is what they are asking. You are going to find out this ratio. Very, very important result for you. PQ is to PR they are asking. So it is a very simple diagram. This is the ellipse. These are major axis and minor axis. Take any point on the ellipse. This is any point on the ellipse. You draw the normal at this point. This is tangent at that point. This is the corresponding normal to this point. It may or may not be passing through that end of minor axis. Just unfortunately it is drawing, gone from that point. No problem. Now my dears, the normal at that point P meets the major axis and minor axis at what? Q and R. This is my point Q. This is the point R. This is the point R. We have to find out the ratio PQ is to PR. This is PQ, this is PR. That ratio you have to find out. How to get this one? Immediately can you get the Q and R coordinates or not? Yes, by writing the normal equation itself, by putting that equation in the form of intercept form, by put the equation in the form of intercept form, we obtain the coordinates of Q and R immediately. So, what is the equation of normal at P? Equation of normal at P. Suppose this is the point theta, say ax by cos theta minus by by sin theta is equals to a square minus b square. This is the equation of normal at P. Now I write this one in the intercept form. X by a square minus b square into cos theta by a plus y by minus of a square minus b square into sin theta by b is equals to 1. So we have Q and R are obtained. What are the coordinates of Q? A square minus b square into cos theta by a comma 0 and R is equals to 0 comma minus of a square minus b square into sin theta by b. To find PQ distance and PR distance, it is very lengthy for you. So the coordinates are very large here. Not possible to, it is possible if you find the distance, but it takes time. Is there any alternative method to find the ratio? You have to choose. This is what? X-axis. This is what? X-axis. It is P of theta. This is R, one of the point of intersection with the normal to the y-axis. We know that x-axis divides the line segment joining of x1, y1 and x2, y2 in the ratio what? Minus y1 is to y2. We use that one. This is your x-axis. So, can you write PQ is to QR or not? This is the point of intersection with x-axis. Therefore, PQ is to PR. First we find PQ is to PR is equals to, once if you get PQ is to PR, immediately we can find PQ is to PR. Okay. PQ is to PR is equals to minus y1 is to y2. y1 means what here? What are the coordinates of P? A cos theta comma B sin theta. So minus y1 means minus B sin theta is to y2 means the y coordinate of R, that is this one, minus of a square minus b square into sin theta by b. So you can cancel out sin theta, minus minus, you can cross multiply that b here. The ratio is b square is to a square minus b square. This is the ratio. Don't take that minus b square to right side. That is not possible. B square is to a square minus b square. This is PQ is to PR. Suppose PQ is equals to some lambda times of b square and PR is equal to some lambda times of a square minus b square, say. So the ratio is b square is to a square. PQ is taken as some lambda into b square. PR is taken as some lambda into a square minus b square. Now my dears, what about PR? PQ is to QR. Sorry, this is QR. So this is also QR. What we said? That line joining of x1, y1, x2, y2 by that line in the ratio PQ is to QR. Here this is PQ is to QR. But we have to find out PQ is to PR. That is the answer. You obtained PQ is to QR here. PQ is to QR. So PQ is a lambda b square. QR is a lambda times of a square minus b square. Now PR is nothing but PQ plus QR. PQ plus QR. We have PQ and QR. Add them. Lambda b square gets cancelled. That is lambda a square. Lambda times of a square. Now, what about PQ is to PR, my dears? Implies PQ is to PR is equals to lambda b square is to lambda a square. Lambda gets cancelled. That is nothing but b square is to a square. So, in this manner we can crack this one. So, no need to find the distances PQ and PR like that. That is the lengthy process for you. So, you just use this concept. The line segment joining of x1, y1 and x2, y2 divided by x-axis in the ratio minus y1 is to y2. In the same manner for y-axis is what? Minus x1 is to x2. Once if you get this thought, you can easily crack this one. PQ is to QR minus x1 is to x2. So you take this point and this point. PQ is to QR is obtained by minus y1 is to minus y2. Minus y1 means minus b sin theta is to minus of this minus. What is that? Minus a square minus b square sin theta by b. So both minus cancel. Sin theta also you may cancel out. So we have b square is to a square minus b square ratio. Don't take that minus b square to the left side. In that ratios we can't do that one. If you can multiply the ratio, you can divide the ratio, but we can't add that value to the ratio. Right? B square is to a square minus b square is there. This is what? PQ. This is what? QR ratio. So let it be say multiply with lambda, we get the values PQ and QR say. PQ plus QR is nothing but PR. So PR is obtained by lambda a square. So you can easily write the ratio PQ is to PR as b square is to a square. Understand? So without finding the distances, we can do this one. Next one, this is a very interesting question to you. The maximum distance of any normal to the ellipse x square by a square plus y square by b square equal to 1 from the center is what? This is the question. So we have to find out the maximum distance of any normal to the ellipse. We can try infinite number of normals to the ellipse and infinite number of points by taking on the circumference of the ellipse itself. So we have to find out maximum distance of that normal to the center of the ellipse is what that is the question. So let us try to draw a diagram, simple diagram. This is the ellipse, these are the coordinate axes, these are the major and minor axes of this ellipse. Suppose this is my point P, at that point this is normal, this is the normal to the ellipse. Now we have to find out the maximum distance. Suppose this is the center of ellipse, you have to find out the maximum distance. By different points on the ellipse, we get different normals. If you draw the perpendiculars, we get an infinite number of perpendicular distances. Which one is maximum? What is the maximum distance? That is, you have to find out. So, suppose normal at P of theta, the perpendicular distance from center to that normal is maximum, say. Okay. What is the equation of normal at P of theta? All of you know that. Well familiar formula, ax by cos theta minus by by sin theta is equals to a square minus b square. This is the equation of normal at P of theta to the ellipse. So what is the center of the ellipse? 0, 0. Can you find the perpendicular distance or not? Yes, modulus of c by root of a square plus b square. Modulus of c we may take a square minus b square by square root of coefficient of x whole square plus coefficient of y whole square. A square times of secant square theta, when you cos theta comes to the numerator, that is secant theta. A square secant square theta plus b square cosecant square theta. So this is the distance. We have to find out d maximum. For d maximum, this should be minimum. Denominator is minimum, then the entire value should be maximum. All of you know that the minimum value of a square secant square theta plus b square cosecant square theta is a plus b whole square. What is that? A plus b whole square. So a square minus b square by square root of a plus b whole square. This is nothing but a plus b. A plus b cancel out modulus of a minus b times. A plus b cancel out how many times? A minus b times. That is modulus of a minus b is your maximum distance from center to the normal. So this is well familiar formula. The minimum value of a square secant square theta plus b square cosecant square theta is a plus b whole square. How? A square, consider a square secant square theta plus b square cosecant square theta. Okay, this is nothing but a square plus a square tan square theta plus b square cot square theta. Now a square plus b square plus a square tan square theta plus b square cot square theta is there. So apply arithmetic mean is greater than or equal to geometric mean. For that one we get, which is arithmetic mean is greater than or equal to geometric mean. This becomes what? 2ab. A square plus b square plus 2ab. So it has the minimum value what? A plus b whole square. This is clearly greater than or equal to a square plus b square plus 2 times of root of a square b square. Root of a square b square into tan square theta into cot square theta is 1, my dears. This is nothing but a square plus b square 2ab plus 2ab. It is nothing but a plus b whole square. So the minimum value of that one is a plus b whole square. What is arithmetic mean? A plus b by 2, some x plus y by 2 is greater than or equal to square root of xy. Arithmetic mean is greater than or equal to geometric mean. We use the condition for this expression, a square tan square theta plus b square cot square theta, we get 2ab, and already we have a square plus b square. So a square plus b square plus 2ab, that is nothing but a plus b whole square. We use here itself the maximum distance is what? Mod a minus b. So to get the maximum value, the denominator must and should be minimum. The minimum value for this one is a plus b whole square. Already square root is there. Square and square root gets cancelled here. So we obtain modulus of a minus b is the result. Understand? Next one. The locus of point of intersection of normals. What you are going to do? The locus of point of intersection of normals drawn at the corresponding points on the ellipse and the auxiliary circle is what? Locus of point of intersection of normals drawn at corresponding points on the ellipse and the auxiliary circle you have to find out. So consider the equation of ellipse as x square by a square plus y square by b square equal to 1. This is your equation of the ellipse. And what is its corresponding auxiliary circle? X square plus y square is equals to a square is your auxiliary circle. Understand? So let us try to draw the diagram. This is the ellipse. This is its corresponding auxiliary circle. P is any point on the ellipse. Corresponding point of P means what? If you draw ordinate of point P, if it intersects the auxiliary circle at Q, these two are called what? Corresponding points. of that point P. Now we have to find out the locus of point of intersection of normals at these 2 points. That means this is the tangent at that point P, this is the normal, this is your center of the ellipse. If you join and extend this one, you can extend the normal also. If you draw the normal to this one, this is the normal. These two are intersected this point. Suppose this is R. We have to find out the locus of that point of intersection. Locus of point of intersections of normals drawn at P and its corresponding point Q. That is on the auxiliary circle you have to find out. So this is point P, this is corresponding point Q, this is R. Why I am drawing the normal at Q passing through this center? Normal at any point on the circumference of circle must and should be passing through center of the circle. In that sense, I am drawing the normal at Q through your center C. What are the coordinates of center C? 0, 0. This is the diagram. So this is equation number 1, say this is equation number 2. So we are drawing the normals at these two curves at that point P and Q respectively, and we are going to solve that normals. We get some point, that is variable point. You have to write the locus to that point. Let us try to do this one. So what is the equation of normal at P of theta? Normal at P of theta is ax by cos theta minus by by sin theta is equals to a square minus b square. This is the equation of normal at P of theta. What are the coordinates of Q? A cos theta comma a sin theta. P is a cos theta comma b sin theta, then its corresponding point is a cos theta comma a sin theta. So can you write the equation of CQ or not? So what is the slope? Slope of the line is a sin theta by a cos theta. That is nothing but sin theta by cos theta. This is y is equal to sin theta by cos theta into x. Y is equals to tan theta into x. So y is equals to tan theta into x is the equation of normal at Q to the auxiliary circle. What is the auxiliary circle? X square plus y square equal to a square. So suppose x1 y1 is the point of intersection, say, or directly you can take that one. Suppose x1 y1 is the point of intersection of these two normals, you just substitute in this manner. These are the two conditions. We have to solve these two conditions. We get the point of intersection x1 y1. You have to write that locus. Now my dears, from this tan theta is equals to what? Y1 by x1. So tan theta is y1 by x1 means this is y1, this is x1, immediately it is square root of x1 square plus y1 square. Can you get the cos theta and sin theta or not? You can easily get cos theta and sin theta values in terms of x1, y1. Keep here, we eliminate theta, from that we can write the locus of x1, y1. That is the main idea to this problem. So we have ax1y, what is cos theta? x1 by root of x1 square plus y1 square. This is your cos theta minus by1 by sin theta is what? y1 by root of x1 square plus y1 square. That is equals to a square minus b square. Now x1 gets cancelled, y1 gets cancelled. So this is root of a square plus x1 square plus y1 square. It is also x1 square plus y1 square. That coming to the numerator, a minus b will common. We have a minus b into root of x1 square plus y1 square is equals to a square minus b square. Now a minus b cancel out a plus b times. We have root of x1 square plus y1 square is equals to a plus b. That means by squaring itself, what we obtain? x1 square plus y1 square is equals to a plus b whole square. Therefore, the required locus is what, my dears? It is a circle. X square plus y square equal to a plus b whole square. So this is a circle of radius a plus b. It is a circle of radius what? A plus b. So the one and only thing you have to use this tan theta is equals to y1 by x1 here itself. By taking the right angle triangle itself, you can write the values of cos theta and sin theta. Substitute there. In this manner, we can eliminate the theta itself. So this is the one and only trick we have used here. This is the thing. So in this problem, you have to understand the question first of all, and then solving these two normals is the another trick. So this is the point of intersection of what? Normals drawn at what? The corresponding points of ellipse as well as the auxiliary circle. Corresponding points means you take any point on the ellipse, draw the ordinate and produce up to Q where it meets the auxiliary circle. These P and Q are called the corresponding points. This is point P, its corresponding point we mean where it meets where the ordinate meets your auxiliary circle. Understand? This is the thing. Next question. So those are the questions related to the normals. Let us move for the another concept. This is the equation of chord with midpoint x1 comma y1 to the ellipse s equal to 0 is s1 is equals to s11. Yes, this is new concept for you. Up to we discussed the problems related to the normals. Understand? So what is the equation of normal at x1 y1? What is the equation of normal at theta? What are the properties of normals? How these properties used in the problems? Okay, up to now we discussed the problems related to the normals. Now let us go for the another concept. It is also very important for you. The equation of chord with midpoint x1 comma y1 to the ellipse s equal to 0 is s1 is equals to s11. In circles also the same formula, that is s1 equal to s11. In parabola also the same formula we are using, that is s1 is equals to s11. Here also the same formula is obtained, that is s1 is equals to s11. Common formula, s1 is equals to s11. But s is different for circle and parabola as well as ellipse. So the basic concept is same here. So this is the ellipse. Listen carefully, my dears. We have to find out the equation of chord whose midpoint is x1 comma y1. That is the thing. So what is the equation? What you have to obtain? s1 is equals to s11. How to do this one? Now these are the extremities of chord. x2 comma y2, x3 comma y3 say. So this is the midpoint to this chord AB. We have to show that its equation is s1 is equals to s11. What is the equation of s? Your equation of s is x square by a square plus y square by b square is equals to 1. This is your ellipse equation. Now x2 y2 lies on this ellipse. What happened? x2 square by a square plus y2 square by b square is equals to 1. Similarly, we have x3 square by a square plus y3 square by b square is equal to 1. This is the another condition. So this is the equation number 1, this is the equation number 2, because these 2 points lies on your ellipse. Just I substitute this in your ellipse, we get the 2 conditions. Now subtract 1 from 2. We have x2 square minus x3 square by a square plus y2 square minus y3 square by b square is equals to what? 0. 1 minus 1 is 0. So x2 square minus x3 square by a square is equals to y3 square minus y2 square by b square. Now my dears, this can be written as x2 minus x3 into x2 plus x3 is equals to minus of y2 minus y3 into y2 plus y3. Here is a square, here is b square. So can I get the slope of that line or not? What is the slope? y2 minus y3 by x2 minus x3. So y2 minus y3 by x2 minus x3 is nothing but minus b square times of x2 plus x3 by a square times of y2 plus y3. Am I correct or not? A square times of y2 square minus y3 square. So a square times of y2 square minus y3 square is equals to b square times of x2 square minus x3 square minus of. Yes, correct. This is the slope of line joining of AB. So slope of AB is equal to like that, minus b square x2 plus x3 by a square times of y2 plus y3. That is your slope of the line. You take this point x1 y1 and x2, this is the slope. This can be also converted into the x1 y1 because just by dividing by 2 itself, by 2 is there. What is x2 plus x3 by 2? That is nothing but x1. What is y2 plus y3 by 2? That is y1. So minus b square x1 by a square y1. This is the slope. Minus b square x1 by a square y1. My dears, this is obtained by not doing all this much. You just imagine the tangent which is parallel to your line, differentiate that one, substitute x1 y1 there, itself we obtain the slope of this line. Understand? The lines are parallel, their slopes are equal. In that concept, minus b square x1 by a square y1 is the slope of chord. You have the slope of the chord in that way, and also you know the midpoint x1 comma y1. We can write the equation by slope point form y minus y1 is equals to m into x minus x1. Our intention is get the equation in terms of x1 y1. We don't know about x2 y2 and x3 y3. That is why your intention is you have to eliminate x2 y2 and x3 y3. That is your intention. So we have the important thing, slope is obtained minus b square x1 by a square y1. Now I erase this one. Right? So equation is what? Equation of chord with midpoint x1 y1 is y minus y1 is equals to m minus b square x1 by a square y1 into x minus x1. On simplifying this one, we obtain s1 is equals to s11. Let us see. A square y1 minus a square y1 square equal to minus b square xx1 plus b square x1 square. Implies take the term to the left side, take this one to the right side. B square xx1 plus a square y1 is equals to b square x1 square plus a square y1 square. Dividing on both sides by a square b square, we get xx1 by a square plus y1 by b square is equals to x1 square by a square plus y1 square by b square. On dividing by a square b square on both sides and subtract 1 from on both sides. This is nothing but s1, this is nothing but our s11. This is the way to prove the equation of chord with midpoint x1, y1 to the ellipse s equal to 0 is s1 is equals to s11. In your circles, it is very easy for you. Your chord is always perpendicular to the line joining of center to the midpoint of that chord. With that help of that concept, we can find the slope of the chord immediately, and we can write y minus y1 equal to m into x minus x1. Here the chord midpoint is m. This is the center of the ellipse. Cm need not be perpendicular to that one. By symmetry, it is may or may not be perpendicular to that one. If your chord is double ordinate, then that may be perpendicular to that one. Understand? If your chord is in this slant way, your line joining of C to the midpoint of that chord may not be perpendicular to that one. But in your circles, every chord must and should be perpendicular to the line joining of center to that midpoint of that chord. That is very easy to prove that S1 is equal to S11. It is a little bit of different story to evaluate the equation as S1 is equals to S11. Understand? So take those points on your ellipse and subtract from one condition from another condition. We get the slope and convert that slope in this form. Understand? This is the technique. If you do not doing all these things, you may imagine the tangent to this line which is parallel to that one and find the slope as minus b square x1 by a square by 1, and with the help of the point and slope you can write the equation of line joining of the 2 points, that is your midpoint is x1 by 1, and make this one as s1 is equal to s11 by doing these 2 steps. Just by dividing the a square b square and adding minus 1 on both sides, we achieve this result, that is s1 is equals to s11, my dears. Okay. So, with the help of this concept, let us do the problem. The locus of midpoint of focal chord of ellipse x square by a square plus y square by b square equal to 1 is what? That is the question. You have to find out the locus of midpoint of focal chord of ellipse. Focal chord means what? A chord which is passing through focus is called focal chord. So, it is a very simple question to you. This is the ellipse. This is your focus. You can draw infinite number of focal chords. These are all chords passing through focus, focal chord. So you collect all the midpoints of these chords, you get some locus, that is you have to find out. So let x1 comma y1 be the midpoint of a focal chord. This is a focal chord. Suppose I am taking the x1 y1 as midpoint. So what is the equation of this chord AB? S1 is equal to S11. Just we derive. So equation of chord with midpoint is S1 is equals to S11. What is S1? Xx1 by a square plus yy1 by b square minus 1 is equals to x1 square by a square plus y1 square by b square minus 1. Minus 1, this minus 1 gets cancelled. This is the chord with midpoint. Now it is passing through what? Your focus, that is AE comma 0. So you have minus AE comma 0 is also there. You may substitute minus AE comma 0 also. So if it is passing through AE comma 0, if it is passing through AE comma 0, then substitute AE comma 0 here. AE x1 by a square plus 0 into something 0 is equals to x1 square by a square plus y1 square by b square. Through passing through that point, that means that satisfies the variable. Some of the students substitute instead of x1 by AE and y1 by 0, that is wrong. It is passing through. This is the line, satisfies that point. Means your variable satisfies that AE comma 0. x1 y1 is your fixed point. One of the, your line is fixed, your x1 y1 is fixed. Okay. Now AA gets cancelled. This is EX1 by A is equals to x1 square by A square plus y1 square by B square. This is the condition for that x1 y1. If you move this condition for all the parts, we get the locus. Therefore, locus of midpoint is what? Locus is quad. X square by a square plus y square by b square is equals to ex by a. This is the locus of midpoint of focal chords of the ellipse. Okay. See this one. The condition that the chord of the ellipse x square by a square plus y square by b square equal to 1, whose middle point is x1 comma y1, subtend right angle at center of the ellipse is what? So x1 y1 is midpoint of chord of ellipse. That subtend right angle at the center of the ellipse, then we have to find the condition. Or you may ask the locus of midpoint of chord of ellipse, those chords subtend an angle 90 degrees at center. That is also meaningful, but they are asking just a condition. Instead of x1 y1 you write x comma y, we get the locus. That's all. So what is the thing here? This is ellipse. If it is any chord having midpoint x1 comma y1, if that chord subtend an angle 90 degrees at center, we have to obtain the condition. So what is the center? 0 comma 0. To get the pair of lines of the points of intersections of line and curve with origin, what you have to do? Homogenizing. By homogenizing the chord with midpoint to your ellipse, we obtain pair of lines OA and OB, and angle between them is 90 degrees. You have to write coefficient of x square plus coefficient of y square is 0. We obtain that condition. Understand? So what is the ellipse equation? That is x square by a square plus y square by b square is equals to 1. This is equation number 1. Chord with midpoint is what? xx1 by a square plus yy1 by b square is equals to x1 square by a square plus y1 square by b square. Minus 1 cancel. So you take this constant into the denominator. We obtain xx1 by a square plus yy1 by b square by x1 square by a square plus y1 square by b square is equals to 1. Instead of this one, you have to write 1 square. We obtain the homogenization and we get the pair of lines OA and OB by doing the homogenization. By homogenizing, we get x square by a square plus y square by b square minus 1 square. Instead of that one, you have to write the entire thing. That is xx1 by a square plus yy1 by b square by x1 square by a square plus y1 square by b square whole square is equals to 0. This is the thing we have. Now coefficient of x square plus coefficient of y square is equals to 0. Take that one to the common. X1 square by a square plus y1 square by b square times x square by a square plus y square by b square minus of xx1 by a square plus yy1 by b square whole square is equals to 0. Now coefficient of x square plus coefficient of y square is equals to 0. You have to write. What is coefficient of x square? 1 by a square times of this one plus 1 by b square times of that same one. So we have 1 by a square plus 1 by b square times of x1 square by a square plus y1 square by b square minus of what is x square coefficient here? X1 square by a power 4 minus y1 square by b power 4. That is minus of x1 square by a power 4 plus y1 square by b power 4 is equals to 0. So this is the entire coefficient of x square plus coefficient of y square, that one equals to 0. So what is the condition? x1 square by a power 4 plus y1 square by b power 4 is equals to 1 by a square plus 1 by b square times of x1 square by a square plus y1 square by b square. Just by homogenizing the line curve, homogenizing the curve with respect to your line, we obtain the pair of lines OA and OB, make their coefficient of x square plus coefficient of y square is equals to 0. We obtain this condition in this manner. So only one and only concept is here, S1 is equals to S11. With the help of that equation, we can crack this type of the problems. Okay, thank you very much.